A lot of people just think of the steelworks as making steel, but during the war, my grandfather was in charge of a project where they were required to build 175-foot long tugboats, 50 for the US Army and 50 for the Royal Navy. And my granddad had to design a production line that was just alongside the Hunter River, and they were pushing a boat and launching a boat into the water every 2 weeks to keep up with the demand from the US and the English navies to provide the tugboats that went up into the Pacific Islands.
They went on to make many things for the war effort. One of the firms in Newcastle even made submachine guns. The ladies done a wonderful job with it, especially in the war. You've got to remember, when the men went to war, the ladies run the place.
During World War II, there was a Japanese submarine that let the midget submarines into Sydney Harbour. On its way up the coast, it laid off Newcastle and dropped a line of shells. Some exploded in the city and a couple exploded out on the steelworks, and one exploded on the spares depot, and a piece of shrapnel that was from that my grandfather picked up, and you can actually see the drawings of where it hit, and that piece of shrapnel I was given to me as a kid, kept it in my bedroom for years, just thinking, oh yeah, everyone has a bit of shrapnel. Then I found out the museum was after it, and the museum have got it now, but that fear led to a lot of fear that Australia was going to be invaded, and that then would have had consequential effects for what else was planned for the city.
Fortress Newcastle was the military title given by the nation's military body to the protection of the industries of Australia here in Newcastle. Only 2 places in the whole of Australia were protected to any extent in the Second World War. Sydney, of course, the nation's sort of base, and here in Newcastle. For the reason being that Newcastle had everything that was important in the Second World War.
There was a point where it was feared that the Japanese were going to invade Australia, and the steelworks at Newcastle was not to fall into the hands of the enemy that would produce steel against the Allies. My grandfather's told, because he had had so much involvement in the construction of the plant from when he started working there in 1923, he had to work out how to destroy it, and destroy it to the point that it could not be rebuilt easily and could not be used. The plant was broken up into a timing chart, and there was a sequence in the procedures of where explosives were placed to flatten the blast furnaces, flatten the coke ovens, take the gas holders out. And after he had done that, he was then seconded to the military and taken around all of the industries in Newcastle and basically wrote the procedures to flatten Newcastle. You think about it today and go, wow, they were actually going to blow the whole place up, not just the steelworks, flatten Newcastle's industry. And it was all planned out.